Hello guys, welcome to Servlet tutorial. Today we shall see a Java web application that demonstrates session tracking using HTTP session with cookies. And in this example, we are going to use 3 to 4 servlets with Netbeans IDE as well as database software. In the last session, I have gone through the explanation about this diagram, which contains a browser window and a web server, which contains a deployed web application whose name is session app, contains 3 servlets, and these 1 and 2 servlets are responsible to create the HTTP session objects and responsible to store the request attribute into already created session objects and generate the in-memory cookies to be sent to the browser window. And third servlet responsible to send this data to store this data into my database table whose name is person.info, contains these name, address, age, experience, skills, city, and salary. These are the columns of the table. And these first servlet, second servlet are responsible to generate dynamic form page, contain dynamic fields, as well as responsible to use in-memory cookies, which is collected from the server to the browser window. So let's create this web application. So already we have seen this explanation in the previous session. So let me have one recap once. So if you look at this diagram, if you look at this explanation, create a Java web application to demonstrate session tracking. So here we have gone through the explanation of the diagram. Then these are the steps: flow of execution with respect to diagram. So this flow of execution also we learned in the last session. It took more than an hour, 1.5 hours. So I disconnected the sessions. Now I'm planning to continue same. Okay, fine. So this is first step up to fourth. Okay, fine. If I scroll down, so here you'll find fifth to eighth step, from first solid to second solid, and from second solid to again we'll go for third solid. Okay, from 8 to 12th step, and 12th step we'll use the session cookies, read the form data, and the 13th step, the third solid, perform the session tracking by getting the request by getting the data from request 1 as well as request 2 data, and perform session handling. And 13th and 14th and 15th, now writing the data into database table, and finally invalidating the sessions. And the conclusion here, we are concluded how your application gets work totally. Okay, fine. Now let us create a Java web applications to understand this example. Okay, in part 2. So here I made here part 2. So here create a Java web application to demonstrate session tracking using HTTP session with the cookies. So here, first of all, let me create the table. If you observe here, in my database software contains a table whose name is person.info, and it contains these 7 to 8 9 attributes. So let me create the table first of all. Here I'm going to use MySql. You can use Oracle, MySql, PostgreSQL, Maria. I'm going to use MySql. So hit the continue connector, and this is my test database. Okay, so right click, create tables, which contains these following columns: name, address, age. So let me create. So you can see here, name, address, age, then experience, skills, then preferred city and salary. Okay, first 3, remaining 4, 7 fields are there. 3 and remaining 4, 7. So let me create now in my SQL. So first is name, varchar, and length, suppose here I'm adding as a 20. Then next let me add here address, then varchar. So here also let me go for the length here, let me go for 20. Okay, fine. After address, let me add here age. Then here also I want to go for varchar. Then here also 20 is not required. Age is 3 to 4 at max, more than enough. Okay, address you can go for at max 40. That's it. So guys, age, then experience. Then experience I want to go for here also varchar. Then experience, number of years, maybe 5 years or 10 years. So 2 digits is more than enough. Then skills. For the skills, I want to go for again varchar. So you can add here at max 20 or 25 characters is more than enough. Then skills, I need city. Then city also varchar, not var binary. Varchar. Okay, and salary. So varchar, here we can go for salary 10 digits is more than enough. So just count name, address, age. So here you can see here name, address, age, then experience, skill set, experience, skills, city and salary. So in my diagram, city and salary. Okay guys, so almost all the fields are done. So give the table name. So I want to give the table name as info. Hit OK. Table created successfully. Hit OK. Then do you want to add more tables? No, I don't want to add. Okay guys, this is my table. So let me go to my history and create test info. So shift end, control C, and let me give this query to you. So in MySQL, so you can create here. In MySQL also you can create in this way. Okay guys, fine. So not to worry. So this is more, both are same. Okay, this query is already generated. Control C, Control H, Control V, and replace all. Okay, done. This is your table. So okay guys, almost done. Okay, fine. Now let us create the web application. Now table is ready now. Let me create this web application. 61 session app. 61 session app. So session app with cookies. Let me add here. 61 session app with the cookies. So copy. Go to projects. 60 and 59. Okay, let me use this name. Control C. I want to use same name, so let me change here. Control V. Just I will change 59 to here 61, and it's a session with cookies, session app 2. Okay, fine. And I want to use same name. This much big name is not recommended, but anyway, fine guys. So file menu, new project, and here select Java web application. Next, give the name. So here I give 61 HTTP session with cookies. Hit the next. Then you can go for either Tomcat or Glasspiece or JBoss or Oracle, whatever you will feel comfort. You can go. You can go for 6 or 5, whatever feel comfort. Hit the next and finish. And finish. Okay guys, so let me go to my deployment IDE structure. This is my deployment IDE structure of my web application. Contains personal.html welcome page, contains web-INF, and it contains web.xml. Under classes you will find FirstServlet, SecondServlet, ThirdServlet with respect to this diagram. So if I go for this diagram, FirstServlet, SecondServlet, and ThirdServlet. Okay, and this is HttpSession object which is created on the server. Okay guys, so lib contains, if you are working with Oracle, use ojdbcVersion.jar for Oracle, and for MySQL you can go for MySqlconnectorVersion.jar for MySQL. So let me start creating now. Okay guys, this is almost done, and let me remove this index.jsp. I don't want this index.jsp. Because currently we are not working with the index. Yes, I want to delete. So deleted. Under web pages, new, you can add HTML and give the name. So here if you look at this diagram, you will find personal.html. It's a static form page. So first of all, let me add here personal.html. Personal.html. Okay. Then hit the finish. So this is my personal.html, and so delete, shift from delete. Okay, fine. So under this head tag, let me add here HTTP session with cookies. Okay, fine guys. So under body tag, let me add here. Actually, I want to go with some bigger name. So let me use the same tag, same. Okay, fine. Up to here. I'll change all the contents. Okay guys, so here I have to close center tag. Okay, S2. Then after this S2, let me add here center tag. Center. So guys, Java web application to work with the session tracking or session handling. HTTP session with the cookies. This is technique 3. So let me add here break tag, and here this is my technique 3. Okay guys, generate dynamic form page with dynamic contents plus in-memory cookies in session with session ID. Okay guys, so this is up to my heading, and here I want to add remaining stuff. Let me change the font. Font is also closed. Now here is my S2 tag, and let me add the form tag here. So here is my form tag. Form tag. Now under this form tag, let me add here action. Action. Let me go for. I will write this action later on. You can use a method. Method let me use here. You can use post or get, your wish. No matter. Okay, fine. For time being, you can keep here post or get. Doesn't matter. I will change this URL later on, but not now because we have to configure this URL. So guys, I need to work with now. So let me add here the table. So here I need to use once everything center. Let me add here personal information, or you can go for personal details. Personal details. Okay, fine. Under this personal details, let me add some break tag. So here is my break tag. Break tag, and then let me go for adding one table. Let me add here table. Under this table, let me add here. I will want to keep all the elements in the center. So align. Let me align in center. So close up table tag under this table. Now let me add here table row. Let me close up my table row. Under this table row, I want to go for td table tag, table data. So here is my table data, and close off td. I want to use this table data for 2 times because if you look at this form, first form contains 3 fields: name, address, and age. Name, address, and age. Okay, fine. So let me add here name. Let me go for here input type. Input type, let me go for here text, and here is the name. Let me add the name. Name is I want to give the name. That's it. I want this for 3 times. So I want to copy simply 2 times and 3 times. Okay, done. Okay, I want to go for one more time and change this later on. Okay guys, so here is name. Let me go, here is age, and here is address. Okay, so here is enter name, enter age, and enter address. Okay, fine. And here I will change to submit button. So input type, I will go for here reset. Okay, and here I don't need anything, so simply I need this stuff here. So input type, here I can go for submit. Okay, submit, and you can go for value, some changeable value to continue. continue. Okay, fine. So here I added some fields, and let me change the variable names. Enter age, and here you can go for, here I can go for age. Here I can go for address. Okay guys, so almost my form is done. Enter name, enter age, enter address. Fine. And this is my table. Form tags ends here. So this is my form tag. Okay guys, done. Fine. I will add this action later on, but not now. Now after working with this, let me add here. let me add now servlet. So here if you look at this diagram, now personal.html is added. Now let me add first servlet. Let me add here first servlet to generate first request from personal request one from personal.html to first servlet. So for the purpose I need to add here my first servlet. So let me have my first servlet. So copy, Control C, and go to your applications. So minimize. So right click here, new. So you can select servlet here and give the name called first servlet. Okay, hit the next, and here first servlet, and you can change the URL if you wish. So here I want to use not first servlet, I want to use here FURL. So FURL. Okay, fine, and hit the finish. First servlet URL. Now this is your servlet. So I want to remove the commented lines. So and this is about your process method. So remove. Here is some to do task, and I want to remove this stuff also. Okay, fine. So these are the auto generated methods which contains the editor fold, and this is about get method. This is about get method, and this is about post method. And you'll find one more method whose name is get servlet info. Okay, this ends of your code. So this is your first servlet. Fine. Okay guys, so here you can see the URL. What is the URL? FURL. So let me copy this URL first of all. So copy, I copied, and go to my personal. So let me close this remaining stuff. First servlet. So here let me go and go to my personal.html, and in my action let me paste here. So you can paste FURL. Okay, fine. So here I added my FURL method post. Fine guys, so this is more than enough. Anything wrong here? Okay, fine. So we go for writing the logic. So first of all I need to read the values. Okay, fine. So guys, here I got printWriter object, and here is out.println, and first of all let me read the request parameter values. So read request parameter values. So string name request dot get parameter, and here we'll pass the name. So I want this for 3 times. One is for name, one is for age, and one is for address. Okay, fine. So here is name. Okay, here is age, and here is address. So here is my address. So you can go for here is age, and here you can go for name. Fine, here I read all the values. Now after reading, let us now create HttpSession object. So here let me create HttpSession object on the server to begin to begin the session between browser window and current web application Okay guys, so here is my HTTP session java x.servlet. What the issue? So let me use here session. So let me get the by using request parameter request dot. You can use by using here session or get session. I want to pass here true because I want to get the new session. So for new session true. So true to create new session. Okay. Don't use existing session, otherwise it returns nulls. Okay, so false returns nulls. Okay, false may return nulls. So here I got the session. Now let me keep the attributes. So I want to keep all the attributes. So keep or write form one, or you can call form one or request one data to session attribute. If you look at this diagram, this is my form one. Contains name, address, age, and this request one data. This FirstServlet will create the HTTP session object, and also it keeps and writes this form one data into my HTTP session object. So I'm trying to do same stuff in the fourth step. So here is my session dot set attribute. So you can go for here name, and here let me go for here also name. Okay, session dot set attribute. Here let me go for age, and here is age. Session dot set attribute, let me keep here whose name is address, and here is my address. So here we are now kept the session, we are written the session attribute to the session, request attribute to the session now. Okay guys, for meanwhile let us create now dynamic form page. Now here is first already created HTTP session object, return the content into HTTP session object. Now get the session ID and generates the in-memory cookies and dynamic form page. Generate the in-memory cookies and dynamic form page. Okay guys, so now let us write the logic to generate dynamic form page. Okay guys, so here out.println okay guys, so let's write the logic now. If you want to use something like colors and so body tag, you can go for BG color, then you can go for CM, some different color, and here let me keep everything in the center. I want to keep everything in the center, and under the center let me add here h1 tag. So here is my h1 tag, and you can change the font color. You can go for red color, and you can add here provide your experience details. Provide your experience details. If you look at this form, so here dynamic form page 2, experience and skill set. Experience and skill set. It contains one text box and one drop down. Okay guys, one select option, and provide your experience, comma, provide your experience and experience, comma, skills details. Okay guys, so here you can close your double quote. Let me close your font, and let me close here. After closing the font, you can close here. Then next let me close here h1 tag, and after closing h1 tag, let me close here my center tag. So here center, h1 and font. Okay, fine. Now let's proceed for now creating one form tag. So better let me copy from my personal.html. So here is my font. Okay, form tag. I will copy here. Control C, copy, go to FirstServlet, double quote, paste. Here don't use double quote. You are allowed to use backslash constant will allowed. So if you want to use in this way, you can use in this way, with either this way, or you can use single quote also. Okay, or don't use anything. Either use backslash with double quote, okay, backslash with double quote, or use single quote, or don't use anything. So this will work. So guys, let us write now. This is my form tag. Let us add one table. After adding the table, and we will proceed for adding some table rows and table data to show in proper form. Okay guys, so let me add here somewhat break tag. Okay, fine. Double quote here, and let me add here form tag. Form added. Let me add here table tag. Table tag. Let me keep everything in the center. Either add without double quote, single quote, and or without, or with double quote, single quote. Now this is my table tag. Now you can go for now. Let me add my table row. So here is my table row. I can go for the table tag td table data, and under this okay, I'll go with different. Now here let me add here h2, and here we'll add some font again. Color, we can go for blue, and I can add here enter. So what is the next field? Let me add here the field name, experience and skill set. Experience and skill set. Enter experience. Enter experience. Number of years of experience. Okay, fine. So after this and here I can close here double quote here. I can close here my /td. Now again let me go for one more td /td. Okay, now under this td I want to use input type. I want to use here text whose name is experience, exp. Okay, fine. So input type text name exp, fine, and just close here table row tag. Just close here table row tag. Table row. Fine. Okay guys, so this is up to done. Let me add now one more. Let us add skills. Let us add now skills. So here I need to work with one more table row. So to work with table row, I need to use the HTML table row tag. So here is table row. I need to add here table data. Okay, and simply I want to use this as it is. So here I want to add here, so select skills, okay. So this ends of your TD. Fine, no need to go for fonts and colors, so you can change the fonts also. Fine. Okay guys, so done. Select skills. Now after selecting the skills, close the TD. Now I want to add drop down. You can see here. So here is a drop down: Java, .NET, PHP. So these are the skills. So let me add those skills here. To add, we have to use here select option tag. Here we have to use here option tag. Okay. So to add option tag, let me use here my table data TD. Under this I want to use here select tag. Select, let me add here name and give the name as a skills. Okay, fine. Let me go for adding the option. It's my option tag. You can go for value. I'm adding here somewhat like Java. Okay, you can go for here Java or J2EE. Option tag. So you can use this line for multiple times. Okay guys, 4 skills are more than enough for time being. And here I can go for value Java. Let me go for here .NET. Let me go for here .NET. Here you can go for PHP. Let me go here PHP. Let me go here Oracle. Let me add here Oracle. Okay, you can go here XML also, and here is XML. Okay guys, this is my option tag, and I need to close my select tag skills. Should we? So here option value Java, .NET, PHP, Oracle and XML. So here let me close here my select tag. So close the select tag, and I need to close here my TD. So here TD, here I need to add TD tag. No, already added. So let me close here TD. Let me close here TR, table row. Okay, this table row, this TD is closed up. The next TD Here is td, table data, and tr. Okay, done. Now let's add now. Let me add here double quote. Let me add one more. And here is trtd. Okay, table row, table data. I want to start once again because I want to use one more submit button. So here we can go for input type. Let me add here text and value. Let me add here continue, and close up input tab. Input tag is closed now, and you can close here. So close up table row, close up table data. Okay, fine. And we need to close the table also. So here let me close here table, close the table, and still nothing left to close. Yes, body is there. Let me close the body. Either you close or don't close. So end of body. Okay guys, so this is my form. Okay, fine, almost done. So guys, here I will change this URL. Okay, fine. I will change this URL later on, but wait for time being. Then this is my first solid is done. So I want to print the session ID. So here I'm interested to know the session ID. Okay, so let me get this contents, and so use here break tag. So let me use here FirstServlet session ID. Let me print here. How to get the ID? You can go for session.get ID. So this will give the ID. Okay guys, so okay guys, almost done. Now I need to add SecondServlet. So this is up to here. In memory cookies also I already sent to response. Now dynamic form page generated. When the user clicks on continue button, I need to generate the SecondServlet. So let's add the SecondServlet. So go to form page. So select here SecondServlet.java. Control C. Here, right click, new servlet. Give the name SecondServlet. Hit the next. And here I want to change the SecondServlet URL to, I want to use here yes URL. Okay, Control C, copy yes URL, hit the finish. Now this is your SecondServlet guys. And so here you can scroll down. So I want to remove this stuff and some this part also. I don't care about this. So okay guys, so this is my SecondServlet whose URL is yes URL. So this is in this SecondServlet, get this URL, copy this URL and configure into my FirstServlet form tag. So go to FirstServlet form tag and you can paste here. So here is yes URL. This is the URL of SecondServlet. Okay, fine. Okay guys, fine. So let us write the logic to work with the SecondServlet. So guys, So here yes URL, let me give the URL. So let me write here comment. So yes URL is the URL pattern of second solid. Okay boss, fine. So let us proceed for second solid. In a second solid I'm going to write the logic. First of all I need to read the form data. So same logic, so get the form data. So home, page up, page down. So here you'll find all the contents. So HTTP session, I need to read all the form data. So reading the form data. So here it may not be name, it may not be age. So what should I do? Go to your first solid, you will find some different parameters. So you'll find exp, experience. Here you have to read experience. So get the exp, copy this exp and paste to here. Then next you need to go for skills. So here is your skills. Copy the skills and paste to second solid skills. So this is also skills and this is also experience. Okay, fine. This is also experience. Now here we read the values. Okay, fine. Now here experience request.get parameter, experience request.get parameter, skills are in the two values. Now just you need to create this. You need to get the session. So let's get the session object now. So gets access to already created session object. So already created session object in first solid, in my first solid. So how can I able to get so simply HTTP session. Now here you can go for session request dot get the session, and here you have to pass here false because already created, right? So this will give me the access. To existing session object. Okay, session object to current browser window. Okay guys, fine. So after getting the access, now let's write the content. So here let me write the content now. So writes or keep the request attributes, or you can call form to, or you can call request to data in session attribute. You can see here in this diagram. So here second solids get a session object, then it writes or keeps experience and skill set in my HTTP session objects. So this is 9 step. This is the 9 steps. So I am trying to overcome this 9 step. Session dot set attributes. So let me keep here experience, and here also experience, and here is experience. Okay boss, so here experience. So let me write one more. Session dot set attribute, and I want to go for skills, and here also skills. Okay, fine. Now here I kept for time being to understand. So let me give one system.out.println message. System.out.println message before dynamic form page gets created. So here logic to generate dynamic form page. So here I want to use one form page, system.out.println, and here let me write the logic. So here where I am now, I am in my first solid. So in the first solid, what I am trying to do, So first form or first form data, or you can call personal.html, personal page data is kept in session attributes and dynamic form page will be generated. So dynamic form page logic is here. So this next logic is dynamic form page. So this is the message will be displayed on server console. I'll show that, but not now. Now here let me use the same message and I'll show here. I'll keep this message here also. So I am not in my first solid, I am in my second solid. So second solid, so here I will write here second form data, or I can call dynamic form page. Okay, dynamic form page, second form page, or request to, or you can call request to data is kept in a session attributes and dynamic form page will be generated. Okay guys, so let us generate dynamic form page 3. Let us generate a dynamic form page 3. 2, sorry, not 3. So let me use same stuff. Home, I want to use same body. Okay, fine. Form tag also, and here pasted. So guys, over here now background, so you can go for yellow background, body background yellow, font color red, provide your experience. So here I'm not going to forward your city, provide your preferred city. Okay, so provide your preferred city and salary details. So here I will remove this URL. Okay, fine. So yes, URL is the second solid, so I'll change this here. We need to add third solid also, and let me proceed for now. Remaining form fields, so we need the table also. If you want to use table you can use, otherwise you can skip also, because this third dynamic, the second solid will generate preferred city and expected salary, these two text boxes. Dynamic form page 3. Okay, fine. Here, so I'll go to here and let me get those values. So I need action, so let me see what are the things I took. So I took form tag. Now I'm looking for table, so here I want to use up to here. Okay guys, so fine. Table center, font blue, color blue, then TD. So enter the number of experience. So instead of this I'll go for, so enter preferred city. So here input type text, and here instead of experience we can go for here city. Fine. So here close of TD. I think here I forget to close the TD here, right? So go here and check. Sir, here you haven't closed the TD, so close here TD/TD, and here also close the table data. So close table data. Fine. So guys, this is your city. Okay, fine. Now similarly I need another one more for salary. So enter expected salary. Enter expected, control check expected salary. So here name city and name to salary. So table data and table row. Okay guys, almost done. Now, so size also done, TDTR. Now you can go for one more. I want to add here submit button. So you can get this data from here also. So I want to go for proceed here. So fine, this is more than enough. So input type. So here not text, or I forget to change, I think. So you can go for here submit, and here also you can change to submit. So if you do copy paste, please be careful. So input type submit, value continue. Okay, fine. And here continue is not required. You can go for submit or fine. Then close up table row, table data, then table, then body. And I want to show that session ID. Control C, and let me show here session ID. So here I'm not in from FirstServlet, so here this is from SecondServlet session ID. Okay, fine. You will find the same session ID in both the servlets. So after this we shall proceed for now creating ThirdServlet. Okay, so first of all look at diagram. Now this dynamic form page or form 3, the request 3 will go to ThirdServlet. Then ThirdServlet will get this will get the session attribute values like name, address, age from by using which is from request 1 or form 1 data, as well as experience and skill set from request 2 or form 2 data, reads these values, as well as while processing this form 3 data uses the session ID, then stores the data in database tables and generate the dynamic web page. So we'll proceed for creating ThirdServlets, and it will also maintain the session tracking. So let's create the ThirdServlet now. So go to ThirdServlet. Okay guys, so right click here, new servlet, ThirdServlet, hit here, and here I don't want to use ThirdServlet as a URL. I want to use the URL called TURL. Okay, hit the finish. Now this is my ThirdServlet. Leave it about this code, folded code. Now let's go to ThirdServlet, and here we find the URL called TURL. So get this URL, copy, go to SecondServlet, save it, and under this you will find form tag which already created. Where is my form tag? So here you can paste TURL. Okay, fine. Either use in this format, double quote, backslash, double quote, like this. Okay, or you can keep single quote also, like post method, or you can keep it blank also, no matter. So this is my ThirdServlet now done. Let us proceed for now. Now before this I need to add the jar. Okay, so let us add the jar. So add the jar, add star.jar. So I'm working with here MySql. Okay, MySQL. You can go for Oracle also. This is the lib folder. So meanwhile, let me add the jar because this ThirdServlet is responsible to interact with the database. So let me add the jar. So go to my Netbeans. You will find your libraries. Under this libraries, right click, add jar or folder. So hit here, you will find the jar or folder, and here you will find MySql-connector-java 5.1.10-bin.jar. Okay, fine, it's a jar. You can see here, shift home. Okay, it's a jar. Select, and hit open. Okay, fine, this jar will be added. Here the jar is added now. You can see here, so jar is added now. So let's work with now reading the context parameter values. So not context, session parameter values. So I want to get already created sessions into my ThirdServlet. Same step. Yes, I want to import paste. So HttpSession, and here first of all, before this, so I want to go for all. Before this, read the request parameter values and then all the stuff. Okay, fine, up to here I need. So I copied and simply I'm pasting here, pasted. Hit OK. So here let me change the parameter names. So you can scroll down and you will see those parameter names. You will find it city, copy and change to city. Here also change to city, and here you'll find salary, copy salary, go to here salary, here also salary, here also salary. You can go for here also salary, here you can go for city, here it's city. Okay, fine. So here I set the parameters. Now next, after this, let me add here. So not here form 2, so here form 3. Okay, form 3 or request 3. So right, software copied same. So salary, then city. I don't need to keep those parameters, guys. So simply I want to get the access. So here, let me get here string. Let me get the values now. First of all, why I'm using this logic, let me write here. So reading the, so as I said to you, this ThirdServlet is responsible to read name, address, age, experience and skill set from my HttpSession object. So first of all, let me read the values. So read form 1, or you can call request 1, comma form 2, request 2, form 2, request 2, form 2, request 2, data from session attributes, from session object as session attribute, from session attributes values while processing current request, current form page generated request. So this is nothing but session tracking. Okay, fine. So this may not be visible. Let me fold the code in the form of, okay guys, so let me read here. String name, let me typecast into string, session dot get attribute. You can pass here parameter name. What is the parameter name? Name. And okay, fine. So in this way I can able to read another 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next is age. The next is address. So let me check here. So here name, get those parameter values. Then next age into my ThirdServlet. The next address addr. So case sensitive guys, please take care. Case sensitive. The next go to SecondServlet. There you will find in session experience, Control C, experience, here also experience, and here skills, and here I can go for skills, and here also I can go for skills. So Control C, I can go for here, and here I can go for age. So here I read all the session attribute values. Fine guys, so let us work with persistent logic. So logic to store data in database table. So let me here add try and catch block. So guys, here I'm writing JDBC logic. Now here first of all I need to load the driver class name, class.forName. So guys, if you are working with Oracle, so I can show you this might be available here. So let me check that instead of writing all the stuff manually. Yes, it's here. Okay guys, so almost all done. So guys, I'm using the SecondServlet for MySQL also and for Oracle also. Java.sql.connection, Java.sql.driver manager, and Java.sql.prepare statement. Here I pasted this stuff. So here I got the connection reference. Here I got prepare statement reference. For MySQL, this is the driver class name. So this is the driver class name. Okay. Here is the driver class name, driver implementing MySQL driver implementing class name. Okay, fine. So here is a JDBC protocol, JDBC called MySQL. Fine, localhost 3306, and I'm using the database called test, whose username is root and password is root. This is for Oracle. You can work with the Oracle. Fine. So let me write here prepare statement now. So already I got prepare statement. Let me work prepare statement now. So here we work with now ps assign with the con dot. So here I got con dot prepare statement. What the hell? So you can go for prepare statement and fire the query. So here is, let me write here the query. What the table we are created here in my database. So left shift, create table info. So right click, view data, info, name, address, age, experience, skills, city and salary. So insert into info values. Okay, so how many columns are there? 7 columns are there. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So let me write here 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So here comma. Okay guys, so 3 plus 4 7, right? So insert into info values. Now I need to set all the parameters. So prepare statement, not prepare statement. So ps dot set string. So here's parameter, and here I want to set all the values. So I want to go with 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yes, more than enough. And here is 1, here is 2, here is 3, here is 4, here is 5, here is 6, here is 7. So in the same order you can insert. First is name. So you can see your first is name, second is address and age. So here is address, and here is age. Then after age, name, address, age, then experience, skills. Then you can go for here experience, you can go for here skills. Then after this you can go for here preferred city and salary. Then city, and here is salary. Okay boss, here I set all those 7 parameters. Let us execute now. So let me use here int result. So here ps dot execute query, ps dot execute update. Fine. So if res is greater than 0, then we'll write some logic. Okay, fine. When center and blah blah blah, like this. Scroll down, I'll add the same logic. I want to show all the data here as it is. So guys, center, heading tag, red, form 1 request 1 data, then form 2 request 2 data. So this I took last time. So here you can go for name, let me go for here age. Okay, form, then control C. Here let me go for here address. Okay, fine. Here I'll go here for age. Here I'll go for here address. Okay, fine. And here font color blue, red, break, fine. Form 2 request to data, what form 2 contains. So I can show in diagram experience and skill set. So experience, so let me add here experience, and let me add here skills. Okay, fine. And here let me write here all the stuff again. So your break tag and break tag. So your font color red. Here let me go for form 3 request 3 data, and form 3 request 3 data contains preferred city, and you can go for salary. So here city name and salary. Okay guys, fine. So I want to show here green, font green, person information inserted database successfully. So here is res. You can go for else block also. So in the else block, so let me write here in red, if an error occurs, this may throw the error. So here I want to use red, person information insertion failed to database. Okay guys, fine. So this is the logic to work with database. And if any exception occurs, then you can go for home page. And then out.println. So I can write the logic. So I can pass here. Where is my personal f2 personal, and let me write here personal.html. Okay, and close here. I can give the click here to go home, close of anchor tag. Fine guys, anchor href personal, fine. Personal, click here to go home, and I can show here also. If an exception occurs, show the exceptions, and I want to show here, try again. So here is h1, try again. Okay guys, so this is about my web application. Now almost I have done all the code. Now let us test the web application. Now. So right click. So I think TURL, have you configured TURL in SecondServlet? Check it here. Scroll down. So this is the TURL of ThirdServlet. Yeah, this is the TURL. Fine. So run the application now. Run. So meanwhile it is running. Even though I can show you, we can add the session ID also. If you go to ThirdServlet, and here so ThirdServlet. Okay guys, so what the hell? So this server started. Let me scroll up. If it is not running here, we'll go in Chrome. Here I got manager app. Just scroll down, you will find 61. Okay, and here personal.html. So Java web application to work with the session tracking or session handling. Technique 3. session with the cookies. So generate dynamic form page with dynamic content plus in-memory cookies in session ID. So enter name, enter age, enter address. We'll find continue. So this is personal details. Okay, fine. So here I am entering Ganesha. Age, suppose if I enter here 32, enter address, Hyderabad, hit the continue. Now you can see here first solid session ID is, this is session ID. Provide your experience skills details, enter the number of years of experience. Okay, then skills, select the skills. Then here I entered 9 years of experience, Java. The session ID is, suppose I am remembering 14D0. Hit the continue. So here 14D0 and preferred city. I want to join Mumbai. Expected salary. Oh, here I forget to change the. Text. So let me go to my third. My second solid. So input type text, no, it should be submit. Not here. Input type submit. Where in SURL. So go to second solid. So here you can see what I forget to close here. Let me check. And with respect to this diagram, so here continue. Where is my first solid? Value continue. And in my second solid, input type submit, value continue. So input type submit, value continue. Okay guys, so fine. So let me rerun the application. So run. So you can go here, look, personal.html. So let me add here Shankara. Enter age, suppose he entered 42. Enter address, suppose he entered Vizag. Hit the continue, and he entered number of experience as a 15. He selected Oracle. Hit the continue. Then prepared city, he selected Pune. Salary, suppose he selected some salary. Then hit the continue. Then you can see here form 1 data, form 2 data, form 3 data, record inserted, and this is the session ID for this browser window, Mozilla Firefox. You can see here 2B1, here also 2B1. Okay, and here is your Shankara. Let me go to my database and refresh. You can see here Shankara, Vizag, 42, experience 15, skills Oracle, city Pune, salary, enter the salary. Now I want to try same with my Chrome. So go back, and here let me enter here personal.html. Here I entered Ganesha. Here I entered 32. Here I entered Hyderabad. Hit the continue. Here I selected 9 years. Java. Hit the continue. Just do observe here session ID 14D0, and again here 14D0 session ID. So enter preferred city. So here I selected here Mumbai. Salary okay, fine, hit the continue. So one person information saved and save 14D0 is the session ID. There are two sessions has been created. So let me show you the sessions. So here, so number of sessions you can see here 14D0 for Google Chrome and B2B1 for Firefox. B2B1 for Firefox. Okay, fine, you can see here B2B1 for Firefox. Fine guys, so this is the way that you can able to work with the HTTP session with the cookies. HTTP session with the cookies. So my intention is to generate dynamic form page as well as to remember previous form data into next form. Okay guys, fine. So go to Firefox and you can see, Google Chrome, and you can able to see this data. So this is nothing but a HTTP session tracking using HTTP session with the cookies. So today we learned a Java web application by using HTTP session with the cookies. Okay guys, so here is my / personal.html. Okay guys, so just do observe. You need to observe session ID as well as server console messages. Session ID for different browser. I forget to show you here Ganesha, Hyderabad, age, experience, skills, city and salary. Okay, fine. So do observe session ID for different browsers, BROW browsers, and observe tomcat server console message. So let me show you the server console messages. So you can see here guys, let me show you, not from here, to reloaded application reloaded. So you can see here FirstServlet form data, SecondServlet again form data, first form data FirstServlet, second form data SecondServlet. Okay, fine. Okay guys, so this is Apache Tomcat log. You can see this out, Tomcat server console information. Fine boss. So you need to do observe the session IDs so for different browsers and observe Tomcat server console for Tomcat server console messages. Fine guys, so this just now I learned Java web application, to create a Java web application to demonstrate HTTP session, session tracking or session handling, it is also called as session handling or session management using HTTP session with the cookies. Okay guys, so this is about my experiment and deployment and testing applications. Now we shall see one more new question. The question is unique session ID available for different browsers? Yes, is unique session ID available for different browsers? Okay, fine. So we shall see now. So guys, already I covered this point, because if you observe here you will get 14D0 for Chrome, and if you go here B2B1 for Firefox. Okay, fine. So let me run this application also.